Okay, everyone, I'm back with part two of getting to know God, and I want us to go to our Bibles to Galatians 5, and here it just talks about the fruit of the Spirit, His Spirit, and what He's going to allow to commune with Him and what He's not. So let's get into it. The fruit of the Spirit. Galatians 5 and 16. This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. It goes back to my topic again, the lust of the flesh. And it makes sense that, God will have me, doing this particular session on the lust of the flesh. Is because my entire life I've dealt with this flesh. I've dealt with this, starting from a little girl at the age of around, 5 or 6, like I stated earlier, up until I began to walk with the Lord a few years ago. I've only been saved about roughly about maybe, well, actually, it'll be 16 years now I've been saved. And the evil one has fought me the entire time because he knew where God was taking me. And so I'm so glad that God brought me through all of that. And we'll get into that part later. But right now, we're going to continue with this lesson. So it says, This I say then, verse 16, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusts against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that you cannot do the things that you would. But if you be led of the Spirit, you are not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, and that just means just doing whatever the flying daylights you want to do, how you want to do it, when you want to do it, with whom you want to do it with. Idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, and just a quick word of advice. Get your dictionary, because some of these words we don't know what they mean, so we need to look them up. And that's what I do. In my studying, I take out my dictionary and I find out just what these words mean. It will help you. Envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of which I tell you before, as I have also told you in times past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God. Trust me when I tell you, and I feel God so much, and I know that He is real. His word means exactly what it says. If you continue to walk the walk that you're walking, you're going to miss Him. You know, I've heard of people, dying in their sleep, and we don't know. We've got loved ones who've done that, and we don't know if they've, made the decision to follow Christ. Because there is a place that we are going to after we die. That's just real. And we need to make sure that we've done all we could to live a life that is pleasing to Him. And of course, we're not going to get everything right. God knows that. But He looks at your heart. That's why we have to know what His heart is. And once He sees that we're trying, we're striving, we're seeking Him, we're going after Him with everything that's in us, He'll help us. So, as we continue, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. And they that are Christ have crucified the flesh with the affections and lusts. That's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing. I have to do this daily because that was my life. That was my life up until I got married in 2006. Just, just doing what felt good, you know. And am I ashamed? Yes. But I can't let that stop me. God, once God opened my eyes and really let me see who I am in Him, I don't care, what I've been through. This is making me for the better, and I'm glad, because I'm still here. He's given me the opportunity to do something that's going to make a change, not only in my life, but in my children's life and my grandbaby's life. And I got all girls. So there's no way that I want my grandbaby girls to go through, even a third of what I've been through in this walk. And whatever I can do to prevent it, or at least some of it, this is why I do this. This is why I get on this, because one day I'm going to be gone. And I want them to know who their grandmother is. And this is my legacy that I'm leaving for them. They'll be able to pull this up 20 years from now, 30 years from now. I'm going to have copies for them. I'm going to leave this for them in my will, so they can know, just, in case, the internet crashes and, all of, the work that I'm doing for them gets lost. I'm going to save copies for them. It's important. I don't want the world to beat my babies up like it did me. Satan drugged me through the mud. And it's all because I agreed with him in a covenant, in a bond. Unknowingly, that by me agreeing to sleeping with, men without, being married to them, that I was going into a covenant with Satan. What was that? Is that what I was doing? I was growing and building a covenant with the evil one. Every time I thought that it was okay to be with the man and not be married to him. Growing that lust. Because that's all it is. We are so precious. And I didn't know that. Men and women alike. So it's not just about being a woman. We are precious in the eyesight of God. And we don't have to just give ourselves to people just so, for one, we can feel good and then they can feel good without doing it the right way. And this is why I do this. This is why. Because I've lived years. I've lived years of what this Galatians 5:16 through 26, you may as well say, is talking about. I've lived years in this. And now I can finally say, that's not me anymore. That's not me. And I'm so glad. And I live my life now so that I won't be a disappointment, for one, to God. I respect myself. I love myself. And I want to help someone. And I thank God for this moment and this opportunity, for loving me. He's loving me and He's loving you. So, I'm so glad. And I can't wait until tomorrow when I can come back on and do another video. This is so important to me. And I want each and every one of you to just really understand and get to know your Father. Let Him in. Let Him in. Let Him in. You will feel better. Let Him in. He already knows what you're going through anyway. Just acknowledge Him. Acknowledge Him in here. And let Him come in. He'll do the rest. Just acknowledge Him. Have faith to believe. He said in His word in Hebrews that when you come to Him, you must first believe. And that He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. Do it. Do it. Show Him you love Him. He already loves you. He loved you first. Show Him you love Him too. It's a life changer. So, thank you everyone. Thank you for attending this session again, and just hold on. Change is coming. It's already happening in the spirit realm. It's happening. I love you guys.